It's day 6 of the wipe. I've killed 14 scabs with 2 bullets. My AK has 10 rounders and 40 durability. I'm using duct tape to stop heavy bleeds, and I've resorted to actually looting the scabs I kill. I haven't felt joy since I ran out of my 8.56A1, and yesterday, my duo ate all my crackers. Today, I had to fight a USEC with a spoon. Therapist won't even talk to me anymore, and I think Jaeger is trying to get me killed. Send reinforcements ASAP. And that's pretty much been my experience for the last week or so. Welcome back, PMCs. So, BSG just pulled a pin on what might be the most divisive wipe in Tarkov's history. They're calling it a hardcore wipe. It's a full-scale shake-up to progression, economy, and gameplay balance. Flea market's gone, traders are locked, tasks are staggered, and early game PvP is front and center. Some players are calling it the most Tarkov has ever been. The vast majority, however, not so much. Today, we're taking a closer look at what this wipe has actually changed and why it's got the community split. First, let's rewind the clock a little bit. Every wipe, without fail, the forums, Reddit, your favorite streamers, your second cousin's Discord all light up with the same chant. Early wipe is peak Tarkov. Everyone loves the fights where nobody has meta ammo, no one's wearing an Alton, and every scab kill matters. So BSG says, alright, bet. They lock the Flea, nerf ammo crafting, jack up insurance, and suddenly everybody's crying like they just lost their pocket watch in customs again. Now, I know this is a hot take, but in my eyes, the same people that were begging for equal footing now somehow aren't okay with their kits not being meta on day 3, or things being harder from a financial standpoint in the game, which is one of the ways they are keeping the PvP playing field level. Yeah, I'll admit it. Financially, the wipe's a little rough. Traders give you chump change, repairs feel like they're priced in euros, and with the Flea gone, you're bartering with traders like your junk box is full of fucking prison currency. But here's the thing. This makes PvP smarter. You can't afford to YOLO push every squad, unless you're Flannel Daddy or some other streamer that probably has 3 people from her chat standing naked in front of her every raid with a loaded bag just so that they can say they got a whiff of her pixelated armpit. You have to think. Every fight has weight, and if that's not Tarkov, I don't know what is. So you've got those that are upset about the economic impact, and it also kind of seems like a lot of former Chads don't like the fact that ratting, flanking, and disengaging aren't cowardice at this point in the wipe, they're actual tactics. Even though they were tactics before, but that's another discussion for another time. Or maybe they're just mad they can't gear bully anymore and are forced into making business decisions that they themselves don't really like. Imagine that. A survival shooter that actually requires, some semblance of survival instincts rather than just running full speed at everything. My opinion on the wipe thus far, as far as the mechanics go and what we're experiencing, is it's a little bit more difficult, but they've given us exactly what we asked for. I'm having a great time with it, and I hope you are too. There is one part of this wipe that was just introduced today that I'm not so thrilled about, however. Today, BSG announced a stash upgrade timed just after everybody's inventory starts choking on the trash tier loot. I'm 2 junk boxes deep, and I was almost completely full again. So you've got locked vendors, time-gated quests, blocked hideout stations that would otherwise let you progress and potentially clear out some of that junk, but instead of fixes, BSG says, hey, you want to pay us to fix your stash problem? That's not hardcore, that's just monetizing an immediate need for convenience. Look, I get it, you gotta keep the lights on, but dropping monetization into a wipe this restrictive with a mechanic like that is kinda like handing out Uber Eats menus during a famine, and you gotta kinda wonder if this was part of the plan all along. But hey, back to the good news. Believe it or not, audio is finally in a reasonable place. Footsteps mostly make sense, indoor-outdoor transitions aren't completely busted, and you can kind of trust what you're hearing. Vertically, it's still a war crime, but I don't feel like some confused and concussed bat trying to echolocate my target. I'm not saying audio is good, but it's not a punchline anymore, so that's progress. At the end of the day, this wipe is doing exactly what we asked for. It's fair in the sense that no one's got a magic bullet advantage, and that's partially because it's brutal and unforgiving. But now, we're finding out something uncomfortable. We don't actually want fair. We want nostalgia with quality of life buffs. What we got is Tarkov Unplugged. no safety nets, no shortcuts, and no patience. Turns out that's a lot harder to survive when you're not looking back through rose-tinted NVGs. So, what are you guys feeling about this wipe? Are you actually enjoying it, or are we just coping with our own nostalgia? Let me know in the comments if this is the Tarkov you asked for, or if BSG finally called our bluff. Well, that's all I got for you today. Stay safe, check your corners, and remember, friends don't let friends drink IPAs.